welcome to Thriller Behind Chemistry. We will start our discussion about chemical bonding. So, in this discussion, we're talking about general introduction about chemical bonding, then Kosel's and Lewis approach in chemical bonding, then octet rule. So, before discussing chemical bonding, let's listen a story behind the chemical bonding. Every matter we see around us is made up of different types of elements, and in normal condition no one elements exist as a single or an independent atoms in nature except noble gases. Why the noble gases exist as a independent atoms, we will explain it later. So however, scientists found that a group of atoms exist together as one species and which have a characteristics properties. So for example, let's assume that an atoms of carbon or an atoms of oxygen and also atoms of oxygen in nature, they found together as one species and which have a characteristics properties. From introduction of chemistry, we all know that when such types of groups is found and which have a characteristics properties, they will be called molecule. So such types of groups which have a characteristics properties will be called molecule. So in molecule, how they hold each other, what catch them together? No one put among them or amount of fevicols or feviquiks. So how they hold each other? So from time to time, scientists realize that as like there is a woman behind every successful person, as in molecules, there must be a force which holds these constituents atoms together in the molecules. So forget about the story. What's about chemical bond? Now we can relate there must be a connection between chemical bonding and that force. So first clean the board. So what's about chemical bond? That attractive force which holds various types of constituents together in different chemical species is called chemical bond. So point is that attractive force which holds various constituents, that constituents may be atoms or ions, etc., which holds various constituents together in different chemical species will be called chemical bond. For example, carbon dioxide. The individual atoms of carbon and two oxygen, they combine each other because of the attractive force which hold them together, that is chemical bond, and make CO2 which exists in nature as one species and having characteristics properties. So while making notes from NCERT, notice such types of questions that why do atoms combine? Why are only certain combinations possible? Why do some atoms combine while others do not? So to answer such types of questions, different types of theories, concepts have been put forward from time to time. There are Kosel's-Lewis approach in chemical bonding, that there is VSEPR theory, that is valence shell electron pair repulsion theory. There is VBT, that is valence bond theory. MOT, that is molecular orbital theory. At first, we all should be taken in our mind that Behind chemical bonding, there is only one reason, there is only one mool mantra, that is stability. Every system tends to be more stable, and in chemical science, bonding is the nature's way of lowering the energy of the system. Why? To attain stability. Please note this. Every system tends to be more stable. Every system. And in chemical science, bonding is the nature's way of lowering the energy of the system. Why? To attain stability. So, making the vast chapter about the chemical bonding, there is only one reason, that is stability. Which about the bonding. Please note this. Then comes to Kossel and Lewis approach. So, first clean the board. In 1916, Kossel and Lewis succeed independently in giving a satisfactory explanation about the chemical bond, about the valence, which based on the inertness of the noble gases. Therefore, then Lewis represent an atom in terms of a positively charged kernel that includes the nucleus and inner electrons, and others is the outer cells that could accommodate a maximum of 8 electrons. He further assumed that 8 electrons occupy at the 8 corner of a cube which surrounded the kernel, nucleus plus inner electrons. For example, the single outer cell's electrons of sodium could occupy only one corner of the cube, while in case of a noble gases, all the 8 corners would be occupied. This octet of electrons represent a particularly stable electronic arrangement. Therefore, Lewis postulated that atoms achieve the stable outer cell's octet when they are linked by a chemical bonds. The bonds may be single or multiple. For example, in salt, we all know that sodium and chlorine combine with each other. How? In sodium, the outer cells have only one electron, and the chlorine have the outer cells 7 electrons. So for stability, sodium have to lose an electrons and make sodium plus have to lose electrons, and for chlorine have to gain an electrons to have a stable outer cells octet electrons and become chlorine minus, that is chloride ion. And for this charge, we know that an electrostatic attraction force works between them. That's why Na plus and Cl minus combine with each other by electrostatic attraction force and make NaCl, that is salt. Similarly, Cl2, that is chlorine molecules, H2, F2, etc. The bond is formed by that sharing of a pair of electrons between the atoms. And the important point is there, in this process, each atom attains a stable outer octet of electrons. Clear? So, coming to the Lewis symbols. So, clean it. In the formation of a molecule, that is chemical bond, only the outer cell electrons can take part in chemical combination, and they are known as valence electron. So, In the formation of chemical compound or molecules or bonds, only outer shell electrons can take part in the chemical combination or bonding, and they are valence electron. The inner shell electrons are well protected and are generally not involved in the chemical bonding process. So the symbols which introduced by the G.N. Lewis, an American chemist, to represent valence electrons in an atoms, like for example carbon 1, 2, 3, 4. That 4 dots represent the outer shell's electrons. That is, carbon's outer shells have only 4 electrons. That's why carbon has 4 dots. For oxygen, there are 6 dots. That means oxygen's outer shells have only 6 electrons. For nitrogen, that means the nitrogen's outer shells have only 5 electrons. That's why there are 5 dots. Clear? So then, Kusel drew some attention to the following fact for chemical bonding, which is very interesting and make easier for the future understanding on different types of theories, rules, concepts on chemical combination. The first is, we all know that in the periodic table, the highly electronegative halogens and the highly electropositive alkali metals are separated by the noble gases. That is, the highly electronegative halogens, that is group 17 elements, and the highly electropositive alkali metals, that is group 1 elements, separated by only noble gases, that is group 18 elements. For example, the halogen elements chlorine have 1 shorter electrons than noble gases electronic configuration, and also for electropositive alkali metals, sodium have an extra 1 electrons than noble gases electronic configuration. And we all know that the noble gases electronic configuration are most stable, and for halogens to get stable octet state, that is outer shell's 8 electrons have to gain 1 electrons, and in the same case for alkali metals to get stable octet state have to lose 1 electrons. Similarly, the chlorine has to be chlorine minus, that is chloride ion, and sodium has to be Na plus ions. And how it is possible? Kusel said it in second points. That is, the formation of negative ion from halogens and the formation of positive ion from alkali metals is associated with the gain and loss of only 1 electrons by the respective atoms. For example, chlorine, a halogen atoms which have 7 outer shells electrons, that is valence electrons, and to get stable outer shells 8 electrons, that is noble gases electronic configuration, have to gain 1 more electrons in the valence shell and have to be chlorine minus. So this process is associated with gain of 1 electrons. And also for alkali metals, sodium have 1 extra electrons, that is more electrons than noble gases electronic configuration. To get stable outer shells octet electrons have to lose 1 electrons and have to be sodium plus, and is associated with the loss of 1 electrons. Clear? And then the next point we already discussed, that is when the negative and positive ion forms by losing and gaining of electrons, they attain stable noble gases electronic configuration. So here chlorine gains an electrons and sodium lost that electrons, and chlorine would be negative and sodium would be positive. So chlorine has outer octet electrons, that is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Clear? And that chlorine negative, chlorine minus and sodium plus is stabilized by electrostatic attraction force. We all know that when a positive and negative charges comes closer, they show electrostatic attraction. For example, the formation of NaCl from sodium and chlorine according to the above scheme can be explained as sodium has electronic configuration neon plus 3 is 1, and to get stable outer shell octet electronic configuration have to be sodium plus, that's electronic configuration is only neon, and remove an electron. And in the case of chlorine, have electronic configuration neon plus 3 is 2 3p 5, have one electron shorter than noble gases electronic configuration, and the gate stability have to gain one more electron, and would be chlorine minus, that is argon, or neon 3s2 3p6, that is 8 electrons. Clear? And while they come closer, that is sodium plus and chlorine minus, we get NaCl, that is salt, because of electrostatic attraction force. Similarly, the formation of CaF2 may be shown as calcium have electronic configuration argon plus 3 is 2, and to get stability have to remove 2 electrons, that is Ca2 plus, and remove 2 electrons and get the electronic configuration of argon, that is noble gases electronic configuration. We all know that helium, neon, argon, krypton, radon, xenon all are noble gases. By the way, helium have outer shells electrons of doublet, that is 2 electrons, and for A2, and then fluorine have electronic configuration helium plus 2s2 2p5, 1 electron shorter than noble gases electronic configuration, and to get stability have to gain 1 more electrons. So, and we all know that electron is a negative particle, so fluorine would be fluoride, that is F minus, and there is a F2, that is 2 multiplied by that, so the electronic configuration would be neon, and when they come closer, Ca2 plus and 2F minus, because of electrostatic attraction force they form CF2. So the bond formed as a result of the electrostatic attraction between the positive and negative ions, which was termed as the electrovalent bond, that is ionic bond. So here comes another point, that is electrovalence. What is the electrovalence? The electrovalence is thus equal to the number of unit charges on the ion. So here calcium has a positive electrovalence of 2, and fluorine has a negative electrovalence of 1. So then Cosel's postulation assumption helps us deeply to understanding the ionic compounds, that is the formation of ionic crystalline compounds, and later he recognized that a large number of compounds did not fit into her concepts, her assumption, postulation. So that's it about the history of chemical combination.